Main causes of World War I. We're going to use the acronym MAIN to discuss the four long-term causes of World War I. Each cause is going to start with a letter in the word main. So we're going to have four main causes. First one being militarism. Militarism is when you have a fascination with military power. You like to glorify war. So they're going to be focused on building up strong militaries, strong armies, strong navies, having a large supply of weapons, even developing new weapons. And that's known as an arms race when you're doing that, when you're building up these stores of weapons and kind of building up your military. Now, if you're France and you're right next door to Germany and you see Germany building up all of these weapons, you might get a little nervous wondering what they're going to do with that. Plus, then it becomes this competition to say, well, I have the best military. And then another country says, well, no, I have the best military. And usually when you get to that point, you're going to have someone who wants to prove that they're better. And we're going to see that kind of happen with Germany and Great Britain over whose navy is better. Second cause, long-term, alliances. Alliances is when you agree to help somebody out, especially during wartime, and this is going to pull a lot of countries into the war. So in the map you can see the orange countries are going to be Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria. These are going to be your central powers. That's one alliance. One major alliance during World War I. The Allied powers are going to be the other side of that, and that's going to be Great Britain, France, Russia until 1917. Italy is going to switch sides because they start off being on the central powers side. And then you have the United States who's going to join even later. So the map kind of shows how Europe is divided up at this point. Then you have countries in pink who are claiming that they are neutral at this point. Another cause, our I in our word main, is imperialism. We talked a lot about imperialism during the age of imperialism, how you were building up empires and you're expanding this territory, and then that led to a competition for these colonies. And then that can cause people to feel a certain way about each other because if you didn't get the colony that you wanted or you wanted more colonies than what you had, you might want to try and take colonies from other people. And we kind of see that happen with Germany and Italy who kind of come later. They want to create empires and they want to compete with Great Britain who had the largest and France who was close to being the second largest imperial power at this point in time. So imperialism is going to be one of the causes. This is also going to be a reason why it's considered a world war. Because once Great Britain goes to war, all of their colonies are going to go to war as well. And all of France's colonies when France goes to war and when Germany goes to war. So it's going to pull in all of these other countries. Remember we looked at the map of Africa and how that was all divided up. Africa is going to get pulled into this. India is going to get pulled into this. So we're going to see this world war happen because of the colonies getting pulled into this war as well. And our last cause, nationalism. We talked before about nationalism with Napoleon. Nationalism is when you have a strong feeling of pride in your country. And we see this happen a lot in Europe with these nationalist movements who kind of have these movements to get their own country. They might be part of one country and then they decide that they actually want their own country. So we see this happen a lot in the Balkans at this point in time. There's a lot of ethnic groups who want their own countries. One conflict is going to cause World War I to kind of start off. So we see Serbia wanting to take control of one area. Then we have Austria-Hungary who's going to take the area that Serbia wanted, which is going to make Austria-Hungary look like the bad guy. So then we have a Serbian terrorist who is going to assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who is one of the people next in line to be the king. Once Franz Ferdinand is assassinated, Austria-Hungary is going to declare war on Serbia, which is then going to activate the alliance system because Austria-Hungary is in an alliance with Germany. So Germany is going to step in and help their friend. Serbia is in an alliance with Russia, so that's going to step in and that's going to activate the alliance system and all of these countries are going to get pulled into war. A metaphor for Europe at this time is that Europe is like a powder keg. You have all these things going into it. You have imperialism going into the powder keg, nationalism going into the powder keg, militarism going into the powder keg, alliances going into the powder keg. So all it's going to take is one spark to set off the war. And we're going to see that spark happen with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife, which is then going to cause the powder keg to explode into World War I.